Today on Thrifty Whiskey, the guys will be doing a blind review of Bushmills Black Bush. Bushmills Black Bush is a blended Irish whiskey from the Bushmills distillery in Northern Ireland. It is a blend of grain and pot still whiskey and a high amount of single malt. It is aged in ex-bourbon barrels and finished in Spanish Oloroso's sherry casks. This bottle comes in at 80 proof. We paid $26 for our bottle with an average retail price of $32. As always, your prices may vary. Enjoy.
Thanks, Joyce. Now you know what we're drinking. We don't. We're going to jump in and see what we think.
Just from here, I'm liking the nose.
Right?
It's got like a melon sweetness.
Yep. That's the same thing comes through when you get close to it.
When you get close, that's melon sweetness, all right. A very mild ethanol burn.
Yeah, it's got some level of fruit, some level of ethanol burn, a slight wood spice, like a pepper.
Touch of citrus.
Yes. That fruit, whatever the fruit is, has a touch of citrus.
No, I'm getting two different fruits.
Like there's melon, but then there's also a citrus.
Like a blood orange.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like an odd citrus. It's not like one of the big three.
I was going to say, like, the melon's a cantaloupe, and then the citrus is
the melon's a honeydew.
Okay, I'll take honeydew. Smells sweet. I'm going to take a sip and see what we think.
Beat you to it, and oh, wow.
Silky, oily.
And like a sandalwood on the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have called that without you saying it, but yeah.
The finish is like a well-sanded sandalwood.
Yeah.
Because it's so smooth.
I think specifically it's got a good amount of oil to it.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't impressed with the palate at first. My first sip, I was like, It's thinner than I want it to be. But my second sip, much better. Much more what I was expecting. Much more in line with the nose.
And also on the finish, I'm getting a nice, bold pop of hazelnut.
The finish on this is good.
Oh, yes. The finish on this is very good. Among the better finishes I've had in a while.
Yeah, this is... Like, how often do we, like, talk this enthusiastically and long about a finish?
Right.
Usually only for bourbons, and I don't think this is bourbon.
You don't?
Nope.
Oh, definitely not.
You don't think it's a bourbon?
No.
Hmm.
If it is, it's one of those $10 3-year-old bourbons. But I don't think it's a bourbon.
It's not a bourbon.
Adding some water.
I'm also getting a hint of maple.
With the water, I can see that maple. Like the maple sugar candies from the fair.
See, I'm getting not like that kind of maple, but like straight off the tree. Like
the sap.
Maple sap.
Adding water kills the nose.
I disagree.
I don't think it kills the nose. I do think that it...
Like, I'm still tasting it, and I haven't had a drink
I think
in
it
a long
dampens
time.
the nose.
I think it changes the nose. I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting that more sugar, like actual sugarness to it. Instead of sweetness, it's like a sugar note.
Ooh. It also changes the palate.
Good or bad?
And the finish. The finish in a bad way. The palate in a good way, I think.
It changes the finish in a bad way, but not significantly.
Right. Not significantly. It just
fluctuates the... So being like... It's like... Just a little bit.
Like, I almost want to say horseradish on the finish.
No.
I mean, it's got that sharpness that horseradish has. Not the flavor itself, but...
People gonna think you're cray.
Probably.
Put it down in the comments.
Not like the actual taste of horseradish, but like the feeling of horseradish.
Yeah,
the burn.
I do get you there.
But the burn?
Yeah.
Like it's almost coming up through your nasal passages.
Yeah.
It'll clear the sinuses.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan neat.
I'm a fan both ways.
I am a fan both ways. I do think this one's better neat.
I think it's better neat, but again, kind of like our last episode, I think a rock isn't going to destroy this.
Right.
I'm getting a bit of like a cinnamon ginger spice with it. I'd love to have this, I think, with a ginger beer or a ginger ale.
I think what I want this is actually in a Sprite to add that spice note to the Sprite.
Or maybe with just tonic.
If this is what I think it is, a highball might be fine.
Yeah.
Just a straight up highball. We're going to move into ratings. Our viewers want to know what we think of this whiskey on a scale of 0 to 5 on the nose, palate, and finish.
The nose, I'm going to give it a 4. It's a nice, solid nose. Very inviting. I loved all the notes I got. It had just enough oomph to really draw me in without being overbearing or overpowering. I think the palate, personally, despite how much we talked about the finish, I thought the palate was actually where this one really shined. I'm going to give it a 4.5 on the palate. I very much enjoyed this neat. And then on the finish, while I do think the palate's where this one shined, the finish I'm also giving a 4.5 because this is among the best finishes I've ever had. Great notes, great weird horseradish feeling. Yeah, it's just good.
Spinning off of that, I'm going to go straight to the finish on this one. That was the most exciting aspect of this whiskey for me. The flavors were just very complex and crazy and solid and very well done and well timed. I'm giving this finish a 4.5. The palate kind of dwarfed in comparison to the finish for me, and it got dwarfed by the nose as well. So I'm actually sliding down to a 3. The nose on this one, I found it to be, like you said, very inviting, very enticing. I couldn't wait to taste it once I got to the nose. And I'm going to give that one a 4.
I'm going to give the nose a 3.5. I think it's really good. I liked it. Palate, 3.5 as well. I thought the nose went to the palate really well. The finish, as I think we all said, is where this one shines. I'm giving it a 4.
I disagreed. I said the palate was where this one shined. And
that's right.
I think you're just wholeheartily wrong on all of your ratings, but that's fine.
3.5, and 4.
We always have at least one episode every month where Josh is wrong.
He's just wrong.
Speaking of being wrong, let's go ahead and move on to our guesses. Our viewers want to know what type of whiskey we think this is, what we think the proof is, how much we think retail is, and what we'd be willing to pay for it.
Eric, you're going first this time.
I don't know where this came from. It was aged in a barrel, that's for sure. I think I'm going to be wrong, but I think this is Irish. I think that this is an 80 proof Irish whiskey. I think it retails around 24. I would probably pay 24 for it.
I am going to go with this being very good for an Irish. Proofing, I'm going to go 82. I'm going to say 25 and 25.
I'm going to go blended Scotch again. I think it could be a blended Irish, but I'm going to go, it's one of those two, blended Scotch, blended Irish. I'm going to go blended Scotch. I'm going to go 80 proof. I'm going to go 20 retail, but I'd probably be willing to pay 22, 23. So with that, let's go ahead and figure out what we drank today. Today, we drank, Bushmills Black Bush.
That is delicious.
Yes, it is.
It is delicious. I didn't get any of the fruit note. Well, I got some fruit. Didn't we say fruit?
We got
fruit.
We
said fruit.
No, wait. It's aged in a sherry cask, you said?
Yeah, matured in perfection in sherry casks.
So, no, we did not get the right kind of fruit. Melons and citrus. But
I've also had this in other occasions in which I just got like a robust, like dark fruit notes. Supposedly, when I did my notes, I found this. This is not stated on the bottle anywhere, I don't believe. But supposedly, it's 8 years old.
Wow.
Mash bill, it's a blend of single malt, single grain. But on the bottle, it does say that it has a high proportion of copper pot stilled single malt whiskey. So supposedly a higher amount of single malt than grain, which would contribute to that smoother, silkier, oilier flavor that we had. We paid 26. General retail price, though, is about 32. Ratings from other sites, Distiller gave us an 85, Whiskey Advocate an 88, Wine Enthusiast an 96, and Tastings.com a 93.
Those are pretty good ratings.
We gave it good ratings, too.
You two did. I didn't think it was good.
Yeah, because you were wrong.
Yep, clearly. And on past
Your opinion was wrong.
on past occasions, I have loved this way more than I did today. Tasty notes from around the web. On the nose, apple, sweet, fruit, sherry, malt, vanilla, spice, baked goods, and pear. Palate, sweet, vanilla, spice, sherry, caramel, cinnamon, honey, and fruit. And on the finish, spice, grain, fruit, sweet, and a medium length.
I would agree with that.
Actually seems like correct. I feel like often we don't necessarily agree with the finish mentions, but I think this was a decent finish. I mean, we all agreed that this had a better finish.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on here?
With a little dimple.
Yeah. A butt.
Has like a butt crack, yeah. I don't remember what you guys said that you'd pay for it.
I said I'd pay 24.
I said 25. I'd be willing to go the extra buck to 26, but I don't know that I'd pay 32.
That's kind of how I feel.
I would probably go up to 28.
Yeah, I think I'd have to catch it. I'd have to catch it on sale. We will just have to see how it does against our other whiskeys. But this is sherry cask finish. Our Whistler Double Oak is also sherry cask finished. So we'll see how those two do against each other and against other bottles. That's what we think of this whiskey. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of this bottle. And give us a like. And until next time, may the winds of fortune sail you.
May you sail a gentle sea.
May it always be the other guy who says,
This drink's on me.